Ever seen a crosswalk that looks straight out of a thriller? Elevators, where safety feels optional, and a city where you can step into a river in one country and step out in another. This is Ruse, Bulgaria. Let's go.
Холодний чай, зачинені балкони, на моніторі цифри і рядки. У цьому місті діють ли закони нашої коріч, щоб уваги.
Wait, why does it all start so glumly? Does the whole city look like this? Of course not, but this is a legacy left behind after the communist era. Sometimes it's a bit grey, sometimes a bit somber. It's worth noting that Bulgaria was never part of the USSR, however, back then it was firmly within their sphere of influence and looked up to the empire in many ways. I'm not here to judge whether that was good or bad for the country. If there are any Bulgarians watching, please share your thoughts in the comments. But still, arriving here feels like an emotional roller coaster. Monstrous Soviet-style apartment blocks stand in stark contrast to the stunning European architecture of the city center. Speaking of the center, it's definitely worth spending at least a day here. No crowds, no scammers. The city truly earns its nickname, Little Vienna. At first glance, three types of businesses seems to thrive here. The first thing you notice is a sheer number of coffee vending machines. They are everywhere. Sometimes you'll see them staring each other down from opposite sides of the street. One day, the same thing could happen to you.
I like you. Do you like me?
I do like you.
You are my friend?
You're a nice young man and I am your friend.
You will be my boyfriend.
Yeah, I won't be your boyfriend.
Why not? You do
Well,
not
I
like
can be
me?
I can be. No, boyfriend, yeah, I can.
Ruse is an industrial city, and the paradox is that it gets polluted by another country. Romania is just across the river, so if you haven't managed to lose your wallet here yet, you can cross the bridge and try your luck there. In the 70s and 80s, Ruse faced an ecological disaster. Chlorine and toxin levels in the air were 20 times above the limit, schools were closed, children were fading, yet the authorities denied the problem for years. When hydrogen chloride reacted with the humidity in the air, it created a hydrochloric acid mist, leading to the massive spike in respiratory illnesses. By 1987-88, people had had enough. They took to the street in protest, which was extraordinary for a Soviet bloc country at that time. The police couldn't just crush them by force because of who was protesting: mothers with strollers, doctors, and engineers. This period likely left a lasting mark on the residents' health. I'm currently living in an apartment where the previous tenant had asthma. It might just be a hunch, but I can't help but think there's a connection. So it's not wonder there are so many pharmacies around. It seems this isn't just a little Vienna, but also a little Las Vegas. Bulgaria has some of the most liberal gambling laws in Europe. You can easily go and win millions or lose your unpaid alimony. The only requirement is being of legal age. Ruse sits right on the Danube River. Because of its proximity to the border, the city was under strict control during the communist era. Parts of the waterfront were restricted, foreigners were shadowed, and taking photos near the river could get you in trouble with Militsiya. People even tried to swim across or use homemade rafts. Officially, no incidents occurred, but but we can't be 100% sure about that. Ruse has always been a pioneer in Bulgaria. It has the first railway connecting to Varna, a coastal city, the first bank, the first newspaper, and the most important Danube port. During the Second World War, this port was strategically vital for Germany. At the time, Bulgaria was an ally of Germany, but the Bulgarian army never fought against the USSR. Crucially, the Jews of Rus were not deported to concentration camps. It's a unique story of rescue in Europe. The city survived the war without total destruction despite Allied bombing in 1944. Later that year, the Soviet army entered the city without resistance. Just like elsewhere in Bulgaria, you'll see memorial plaques near almost every building. Some are quite unique, like this one featuring a t-shirt with the guy's favorite car logo, the car where he spent his final moments. Street cats, there are so many of them. Unfortunately, I never have as much cat food on me as I'd like, and it's heartbreaking to see how they survive here during the harsh winter cold. By the way, about the weather, I went to an observation deck to show you the local weather, and this is what I get. Fog is very common here, often alternating with bright sunny spells. You can't really compare Rus to giants like Paris or Prague, but it's not trying to be them. There's something for everyone, nightlife for youth, and rich architecture and history for the older crowd. What I personally love most are the neighborhoods with the low-rise buildings near the river. Just take a look at some of them. A few words about the elevators. In old buildings, the elevators often don't have inner doors. You get used to it quickly, and I haven't found any reports of accidents. I'll give you a few seconds to soak in this vibe. I was shocked by the size and potential danger of some pedestrian crossings, likely due to groundwater issues and cost cutting. However, safer modern crossings are popping up now. But honestly, it hardly matters. The people around them make you feel safe. People who makes you feel at peace. People who just want to live with joy and share that joy with others. Here in Rus, even the riskiest crossing feels a little easier when the streets are full of kindness.